train coming down the line, feeding off the souls that are lost and crying. Rails of sin, only evil remain.
Hi everyone, my name's Alex, and I'd like to welcome you to my first layout tour video. I'm going to show you my HO scale layout, the Deep Fork Spur. This is a freelance switching layout designed to fit on 5 modules, and the modules are similar to the shape of the South Plains District switching layout that David Barrow did for Model Railroader magazine in 1996. My layout is modular as opposed to a shelf design, but it still takes a lot of ideas from different shelf layout pioneers, in particular Lance Mindheim. So I'm going to show you a little bit about how I constructed the layout with the help of some friends, what materials I used, and then I'm going to do a little bit of switching action to show you how the trains operate. Now, unfortunately, the layout's only about 1/3 done, but I still think you'll like to see what I've done so far, and I'd appreciate any constructive criticism. So this here is the spare bedroom that the train layout is built in. As you can see, things are kind of a mess right now because we're in the process of moving. But right there you see the layout was about halfway finished. It's built on 5 modules. Special thanks to my friends John and Bradley for helping me construct them. Over here is the part that I decided to go forward with and start laying track and scenicking, and I can operate on that about a 20-minute operating session. Once I found out that I had orders to deploy with the military, I did not continue working on this side. So as you can see right there, it's just pretty much used for storage. So my layout is built on 5 different modules, as I mentioned. Right here, where you can see the top of my workbench, was going to be where a staging cassette was going to be built, and that has yet to be constructed and probably never will be, since the layout will soon be dismantled due to a upcoming military deployment and moving. But as you can see there, I have a train stage just from the curve, and that works for now whenever I want to switch in the layout. The layout sits just above 4 feet high. You can see the backdrops are self-supported by each module, and unfortunately you get kind of those breaks in the backdrop that where it's uneven, and you can really see where they meet up. So I'd like to fix that next layout I do. Go around. This is the scenic portion of the layout, and right about there is the end of the track. So right now I just have the ability to switch 4 industries. So you see there beginnings of a lumber yard. This transloading site for chemicals I call Cherokee Chemical. This warehouse I call Gen X Logistics, and it's got 2 car spots there. And then this spur over here in the end, even though there's no scenery or structures, there is track and able to switch that as a plastics plant. And that has multiple car spots for both box cars and plastic pellet hoppers. So my layout is a freelance concept, but basically it's based around the idea that part of the old MKT or Katy Railroad secondary main line into Oklahoma City that approached from the northeast still survives today as a switching industrial district. Right now, as it stands, what's left of the Katy line in Oklahoma City is just a short segment north from the Union Pacific Yard, which is where the old Rock Island Harder Yard was, and also where originally the MKT yard was next to it. It's now where a DeLisi cement facility is at. And so the spur goes north to an industry I don't believe really gets rail service anymore, but the tracks are still in place. And then it connects further north up to Oklahoma City's Adventure District. And this part, a couple miles of the line, is operated by the Oklahoma Railway Museum. So my layout explores the concept that what if it continued a little bit further northeast into the outskirts of northeast Oklahoma City and was still in use to service several industries. And so there's a small river up in the area called the Deep Fork River. And so that's why I decided that my layout would be called the Deep Fork Spur. The concept behind it is that this industrial trackage is operated by the Arkansas-Oklahoma Railroad, which is a real short line railroad that operates between Oklahoma City and Shawnee, and also their main segment between McAllister and Howe, Oklahoma. So the Oklahoma City to Shawnee portion is run over Union Pacific trackage rights. So in the concept of my scenario, using trackage rights, the Arkansas-Oklahoma crew assembles a train in the Union Pacific Yard and then travels up the spur to switch the industries on behalf of a contract for the Union Pacific. So that was kind of the concept I wanted to do. I wanted something that reminded me of my hometown. I was born and raised in West Oklahoma City, and wanted something that was unique, a short line. And I was able to find Arkansas-Oklahoma Railroad power from Atlas. And these are really fantastic locomotives. You'll see one of them operating here in the video. It's a B23-7 with sound. And this was really helpful that I could model something unique, but still have not have to decorate anything myself, that it was already painted for a unique short line. And that's really been a great thing about as the hobby expands and manufacturers are really starting to make more locomotives for obscure short line prototypes, which I think is really neat. So sit back and enjoy some switching on the Deep Fork Spur.